I have a real love-hate relationship with the crushing blows in Mortal Kombat 11, and I think most other players feel the same way. On the one hand, the crushing blows offer an exciting reward for landing a long combo or pulling off a risky attack, but on the flip side, there are some truly cheap crushing blows as well, some of which are so frustrating that you feel like breaking your controller whenever they hit you. So with all that in mind, let's count down the top 5 cheapest crushing blows in Mortal Kombat 11. So first up, we have Erron Black's boot drop. So the requirements for this one are pretty simple. You land it once, and then you land it a second time. All you have to do is land this move twice in a row and you get some pretty good damage, almost 30%. However, unlike other crushing blows with the exact same requirement, this boot drop is completely safe on block against pretty much anybody except Raiden in Variation 2, and even then I'm honestly not sure if Raiden can punish this. So in other words, this crushing blow is low risk with a very high reward, and it also ties in very well with Erron Black's utility because he has this low hitting slide. So if you land the boot drop, chances are the opponent's going to be blocking high because they don't want that overhead to hit twice in a row, which means you just catch him with the low. And once that low lands, you get the acid puddle, you go for the back 2 mix up, or you go for the throw to get a really damaging throw in the acid puddle, all that good stuff. So not only is the boot drop a very easy crushing blow with almost no risk, but just the fear of this crushing blow alone ensures that most players start blocking high, which means Erron Black can just get a free low in a lot of situations. And last but not least, one more crazy thing about the boot drop is the opponent pretty much does have to block this thing if you land it once. If they try to interrupt it, they're probably going to lose. If they try to jump, they're almost guaranteed to lose there because this thing hits really high above Erron Black, and it even hits a little bit behind him, so the hitbox on this thing is just ridiculous, so you pretty much have to deal with it, and once again, it's pretty much safe. So when you factor all those things together, Erron Black's boot drop definitely is a very cheap and easy crushing blow. And as a quick honorable mention, let's talk about characters with crushing blow throws in both directions. So typically the way the mind game works in this game is that when you fail to break a throw, the opponent knows, okay, that crushing blow is locked and loaded. And if you know which throw has the crushing blow, that's likely the throw they're gonna go for, so you just break that type of throw. But then you have characters like Liu Kang, Sindel, and so on who can crushing blow in both directions, so you're pretty much guessing twice in a row, which basically means after 2 wrong guesses where you have a 50-50 shot, the opponent gets away with more than 40% of your health, almost 50. So it goes without saying that any character who can crushing blow with both of their throws is very cheap indeed. And next up, let's talk about Garrus. Now Garrus has a ton of crushing blows. In fact, he has so many that it's become a meme for Mortal Kombat players. However, the one I'm here to talk about today is Dangerous Chronology, so this one happens on counter hit. And a lot of characters have counter hit crushing blows, but also keep in mind this crushing blow is an 11 frame mid, so it's very great for punishing things, or it's a great way to take your turn back when the opponent's barely minus, all that crazy stuff. And then perhaps craziest of all, the first 2 hits are only -6, which means no one can punish them once again outside of Raiden. So it's really good. Once again, very low risk and a pretty high reward because the crushing blow for this thing is nothing to laugh about. 34%, almost 35. That makes it one of the highest crushing blows for a counter hit in the entire game. And once again, I have to stress, pretty much no risk for doing this thing. It is only -6 and it's already a very fast mid, so it's already a really good tool. Not to mention that second hit that's a low comes from like really far away, so it catches players all the time for no reason. You don't get the crushing blow from that far, but just keep in mind this string is already nuts and the crushing blow damage is up there. It's one of the most damaging crushing blows in the game by itself. So when you factor in all those things together, how good this string already is while also being safe and its crazy damage, it's certainly a pretty cheap crushing blow. And then we have Sonya Blade's leg breaker. So all she needs for this crushing blow to land is for the opponent to be blocking high, and she gets an easy inescapable 30%. Now, unlike a lot of other crushing blows on this list, this one does have some risk. It's -19, so fully punishable if the opponent guesses right. But keep in mind, we're talking about Sonya here, where her overheads lead to insane damage without spending any meter. So most of the time, you're gonna be blocking high because you don't want that free combo damage on your health bar, which means Sonya goes, okay, here's a low. Now thankfully, this crushing blow is not possible during block stun, so for example right here, I can't just do a string and go into it. Here's the problem, there are plenty of strings like right here, or even right here, where the opponent recovers before the sweep actually comes out, which means this overhead, boom. Yeah, that still counts. That's still a crushing blow, even though you were definitely in a block string. It still counts. And this one's even worse. Ends in an overhead, right? You want to block that. Well, Better be careful because this still counts. There's a big enough gap that I can still get that crushing blow. So not only does Sonya still have some of the best combo damage in the game, but this low hitting crushing blow ensures that you have no idea how to really block for the entire match because you're not sure when it's going to be coming. So in summary, this crushing blow wouldn't be that cheap on its own because it has a high risk, high reward kind of situation. But when you factor in that it's Sonya who's using it, who has really deadly overheads that lead to full combos, and you want to block high all the time, and not to mention she can squeeze it in even though she's not supposed to be able to, that makes this crushing blow very scary because you never know how to block against this character. If you block low, that overhead combo is going to catch you for over 35%, and then if you block high, that low is going to catch you for a 30% crushing blow. There's no real way to be safe against this character. And next we have Jax's heated up crushing blow. So this crushing blow is just super convenient. Jax has 3 different attack strings that lead into it, and then if you want to count his throw because the requirement's the exact same, that's actually 4 different ways that Jax can get the same crushing blow. So just in case you don't play Jax or you're lucky enough to not face him very much online, every time Jax punches you, his arms heat up. The more heated up they are, the more damage he actually does from his punches, and he also gets access to unique moves like these very good projectiles. But then perhaps most terrifying of all, once he's fully heated up, he has access to his heated up crushing blow. So this string, for example, starts off with an 11 frame high. You do something a bit punishable, he catches you, boom, that's the crushing blow, over 30%. Not too bad. But now let's say you're a bit further away, and he's just throwing this out in the neutral. He does standing strong, really good range, hits mid, boom, still almost 30%, and much better range on this thing than major force. And also it's safe on block, so pretty much no risk for him even going for this. You could flawless block it, but let's be real, if you go for that, he can just special cancel and catch you that way, so it's not worth the risk most of the time. But now let's say you're really close. He has this move, 9 frame mid, really great punish and pretty fast. He lands that, boom, boom, boom. After a frame trap or as a punish, once again over 30%. So 3 different ways to get the same crushing blow. Now the nice thing that does keep it a bit more honest is once he lands one of these crushing blow options, the other strings no longer have access to this same crushing blow. So even though he has 3 different ways to get it, once one of them achieves this crushing blow, he can no longer do it for any other strings. So that's nice. However, once again, he also has the throw crushing blow, which is not technically the exact same, but does have the same requirement, and boom, 33%. So Jax is just very scary when he's heated up. Easily becomes one of the best characters in the game. In fact, he already is one of the best characters. So he becomes like top 3 whenever he's heated up. Really good projectiles and great crushing blows. And when you factor in he has 3 different ways for 3 different situations to get the exact same crushing blow and all of them are safe, it certainly is quite a cheap crushing blow indeed. And then the number 1 cheapest crushing blow in Mortal Kombat 11, in my opinion, has to be Liu Kang's Chinese warrior string. Now this crushing blow by itself is good. It may not be fantastic, but it's already good. It's a counter hit or a punish, and while they did slow it down, it's still an 11 frame mid, so very fast. It's going to win a lot in the neutral if you're up close, and it's also going to punish a lot of things that are barely unsafe, so it's very easy to get. And then on top of that, this string isn't just safe on block, but it's actually plus, so check that out, +4. And since it starts up in 11 frames, if your opponent respects that last hit, you can just do it again. And they have to deal with it. Anything they go for is going to lose. They can't jump, they can't press a button, they can't do nothing. If they respect this, you can just keep doing it over and over again. Now of course it has to be said, there is a gap before that final hit. But Liu Kang players have tons of answers for that. They can go for a parry, and that'll be amplified for a full combo, so don't do a down 1 or a standing jab, you'll get hit for a full combo. And then you could do a low poke like a down 3 or maybe a down 4, but then he has a low fireball. So Liu Kang has an answer for every single way you can counter this gap. So even though there are options, Liu Kang can adapt to whatever you try to do. So when you factor in how fast this move is, combined with it being plus on block and having a very small gap, you're pretty much guaranteed to eat this crushing blow at least once a match. In fact, I can't recall a single match against Liu Kang where this crushing blow didn't land on me. And then of course the Liu Kang player is always going to do a flying dragon kick and then amplify, which if they do it correctly, that's 35%. Now you could break away, but if you do, you're only saving yourself like 5% of damage, so it's pretty much a guaranteed 35%. It might as well be unbreakable, just like Garrus or Sonya or any other character on this list really. because while you can escape a tiny bit of damage, you'd be a fool to do that because Liu Kang would then get rid of all your defensive bar, which means he can just bully you. And one more important thing to consider is just how far this move sends you flying. So when Liu Kang does that whole string and the follow-up, you're pretty much already in the corner, even if you're at mid-screen, dead center of the map, one crushing blow in the follow-up, and you're pretty much in the corner. So he gets corner advantage, and Liu Kang has some pretty fun corner combos, so you definitely don't want to be there, but just one crushing blow, and here you are. And now let's imagine Liu Kang lands this crushing blow when you're in the corner. Well, his combos get a lot better than just a dragon kick. Once again, the crushing blow by itself might not be that crazy, but when you factor in how it does so well with Liu Kang's existing toolkit, not to mention the screen carry, it's plus on block, and it has really good damaging follow-ups in the corner, it really is the cheapest crushing blow in the game, in my opinion. But please let me know which crushing blows you think are the cheapest in the comment section down below. And then while you're down there, please leave a like if you enjoyed the video, it really does help my channel out a ton. And finally, why not keep that combo going by subscribing and ringing that bell, that way you never miss a future video. Make sure to come back next time, and as always, stay underdogs.